Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Labyrinth, a podcast produced by Virtual Executive Director. My name is Becky Brett, and I'm your host. I'm an intuitive executive coach for artists, content creators, and entrepreneurs. This week on the podcast, I know I said last week in the intro that this week was going to be a time off, but instead of popping in a rerun, I just have a whole bunch of program announcements to make because it's that time of the year. It's evaluation time, reevaluation, and I have taken on a major new corporate gig that I'm going to tell you about. So, announcements. First of all, regarding, that was really formal of me, wasn't it? Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. So, about the podcast schedule is going to be changing. So I am not going to do a weekly podcast, because my schedule is going to be super busy, basically from January 1st through the whole year, but definitely through the end of August. So at least for that time, I'm going to be doing twice monthly episodes. So every other week, instead of every week. So just so you know to expect that. And then the second big announcement I have is about this new gig that I have. So in addition to serving as the actual executive director of the Virginia Highlands Festival, I am also the interim executive director for the Princeton Festival in Princeton, New Jersey. And I am so excited. So I mean, in a way, I am living the podcast as an executive coach and especially for this team at the Princeton Festival. The Princeton Festival is a multi-arts festival, which at the moment is focused on music, and the music is at the moment classical in nature, so opera, chamber, Baroque, and musical theater and jazz, and then some other things sprinkled in there. They also have educational programming and lectures, things like that. So I will be working with them in this time of transition where they are transitioning their leadership from a volunteer board that is very hands-on and has operational authority into a board that is more advisory and fundraising in nature and governance, and then building up their professional staff. So that is what I will be doing with a lot of my time in the coming year. I could not be more excited. It is an amazing team of people, so creative, so generous with their time and resources, and the board is so committed to making this transition a successful one. And the staff is so dedicated. I mean, I could not have asked for a better group of clients to just fall into my lap. And on top of that, the one-on-one clients that I'm working with, the other corporate clients I'm working with, and the day job. So this is just necessitating a cutback in the podcast schedule. So the next episode will come out on the 4th because I have already recorded it. And then after that, it'll be every other week on Monday mornings through August, perhaps even through the end of this calendar year, we shall see. And, as always, I reserve the right to change this at any time because we have to remain flexible. I mean, who knows? I don't know about you, but my life looks completely different from the way it did even just 6 months ago. So we roll with it, right? We adapt, we accept the reality in front of us, and learn to work with it and create the rules so that they work in our favor. So that is what I'll be doing. I hope that this episode finds you in a very happy, calm, peaceful, restful place. I hope that the Christmas holiday and Hanukkah and any other holidays that you may celebrate, the winter solstice, all of it was good to you. I hope that the coming year brings you nothing but joy and blessings, and that the lessons that it brings are not too painful. That was sort of a backhanded sort of wish, wasn't it? Because it's almost like, lessons don't stick unless they hurt, even though it'd be super great if they didn't hurt all the time. But it seems like those are the ones that stick, right? So may our lessons be plentiful and as pain-free as possible, I guess, is the best I can do on that. I feel like such a downer, but I'm feeling really good, everybody, and I hope that you are too. I love you all so much. Thank you for your support over this past year as I transitioned formats. You know what? Let's do a quick release, receive, return moment, a quick labyrinth moment for 2020. So let us think about. What are we releasing from 2020? What are you leaving behind in the old year? What is no longer serving you in the new year? What are you not here for anymore? These are important things to think about. What are you no longer here for? What can we release and let go and leave behind? And then what can we receive in its place? So let's say, what if we are leaving behind a stressful relationship or relationships? What relationships are going to replace them? Because look, we're not meant to do this all alone. So just because you cut a bunch of people out of your life who are dragging you down, who are you going to replace them with? Think about that. People who uplift you, who support you, who challenge you still, but who ultimately do have your best interests in mind. And then the return. So how are we going to integrate these new relationships into our daily lives? And I'm just using relationships as an example. You fill in the blank with whatever is important for you to release, receive, and return in the new year. So if we are returning with these new relationships, let's make sure to make time for them, to nourish them, to not take them for granted, so even if we can't gather in the same place, how are we going to maintain communications with these new supportive relationships? What do you need to put on your calendar as a reminder about these new relationships? All kinds of things, tools to deploy to make sure that you can be successful with these in the new year. Or with whatever you have chosen to leave behind, replace with something better, and integrate into your life. I love it. I love a labyrinth moment. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. As always, if you enjoyed this, please share it with a friend. Make sure you are subscribed so that you get the new episodes as they come out. Because like I said, I reserve the right to change it up at any moment. And there may be a surprise episode here and there that's off the schedule. If you don't already, follow me on Instagram. I am at beckybrett.live for daily information, inspiration, and support. As always, remember, you can lose yourself in a maze, but you can find yourself in a labyrinth. Happy New Year, everybody.